The U.S. President Donald Trump has proposed a controversial plan to annex the Gaza Strip, aiming to transform it into a prosperous region under American control. This proposal has ignited widespread debate, drawing both support and condemnation from various international actors. Trump's vision involves the displacement of Gaza's approximately 2 million Palestinian residents to neighboring countries, followed by the redevelopment of the area into what he describes as the Riviera of the Middle East. He suggests that this transformation would create numerous jobs and economic opportunities, effectively revitalizing the region. The plan includes leveling existing structures in Gaza and initiating large-scale development projects to attract tourism and investment. The proposal has elicited a spectrum of responses globally. Israel has shown openness to the idea of viewing it as a potential solution to long-standing security concerns. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu expressed enthusiasm, highlighting Trump's willingness to think outside the box and suggesting that such innovative approaches could help achieve shared goals. The plan has been met with significant opposition from various quarters. Critics argue that forcibly displacing Gaza's population constitutes a violation of international law and could be perceived as ethnic cleansing. Many country officials stated that they would not support the forced displacement of Palestinians in Gaza, suggesting it could violate international law. The proposal has faced global backlash and introduced uncertainty among Washington's allies. Many Middle East governments and Palestinian officials have condemned the plan, warning it could destabilize the region and asserting Gaza people would not leave voluntarily. Some governments reiterated their support for a two-state solution, emphasizing peace and adherence to international law. In the United States, opinions are divided. Some commentators praise the plan as a bold departure from previous administrations' policies, which they view as ineffective. They argue that Trump's approach brings a fresh perspective to a long-standing conflict, potentially breaking the cycle of failed peace initiatives. However, others criticize the plan as reckless and inhumane, emphasizing the ethical and legal implications of forcibly relocating an entire population. The proposed displacement of Palestinians to neighboring countries has raised alarms, particularly in Egypt and Jordan. Both nations have expressed strong opposition to absorbing large numbers of displaced Palestinians, citing concerns over political stability and resource constraints. Egyptian president and Jordanian king have rejected the plan, fearing its political fallout and the heavy burden it would place on their already strained resources. With populations sympathetic to the Palestinian cause, both countries face significant internal unrest if they were to comply. Further complicating their position is their reliance on U.S. military and economic aid. The U.S. provides Egypt with over $1.3 billion annually in military assistance, while Jordan receives $1.45 billion in bilateral aid. This dependence leaves both nations vulnerable to potential pressure from Washington. Jordan, with a population that is nearly half of Palestinian origin, has long been wary of hosting additional Palestinians, fearing it could fuel demands for citizenship and further complicate the already sensitive issue of Palestinian identity within the kingdom. The proposal has also raised alarm across the Arab world, where any large-scale displacement of Palestinians is seen as a move toward de-Palestinization of the occupied territories, an objective espoused by Israel's far-right factions. A recent report by Human Rights Watch has already accused Israel of committing ethnic cleansing amid mass forced displacements in Gaza. In Egypt, the government has faced mounting protests against any plan to resettle Palestinians in its Sinai region. Trump's plan to annex Gaza will likely face mass opposition in Muslim-majority countries, as evidenced by recent protests of hundreds of Somalis in Mogadishu displaying banners stating Gaza is not for sale and Somalis stand with Palestine. On the ground in Gaza, many Palestinian families have expressed a steadfast determination to remain in their homeland despite ongoing violence and hardship. Survivors of the conflict who have endured significant loss and displacement are resolute in their refusal to leave. They wish to rebuild their lives in Gaza, viewing external proposals for resettlement as unacceptable. This sentiment underscores the deep-rooted connection of the Palestinian people to their land and the challenges inherent in any plan that involves their forced relocation. analysts have raised questions about the practicality and ethical implications of Trump's proposal. The logistical challenges of relocating millions of people, securing international support, and ensuring the stability of the region are significant. Critics argue that the plan oversimplifies complex historical and political issues, potentially exacerbating tensions rather than resolving them. Furthermore, the proposal has been described as a form of ethnic cleansing and is predicted to increase instability in the Middle East. Critics accuse Trump of displaying hubris and ignorance of the region's history, comparing the plan to the catastrophic displacement of Palestinians in 1948. Despite initial enthusiasm from Trump, his advisors are already backtracking on the proposal. Meanwhile, Jordan and Egypt are unlikely to accept millions of dislocated Palestinians, making the plan even more unrealistic. The proposal has sparked fears of setting a dangerous precedent for other nations, such as China and Russia, to annex territories. Paradoxically, Arab Americans who voted for Trump hoping he would mediate fairly in the Middle East are now disappointed by the plan. Additionally, the plan has complicated ceasefire negotiations in Gaza. Netanyahu has shown disinterest in fulfilling agreed-upon terms, leading to internal criticism within Israel and increasing uncertainty about the future of Gaza and regional peace. Despite all motivations, the annexation of Gaza faces significant roadblocks. First of all, there is a lack of regional support. Egypt and Jordan have categorically rejected the idea of resettling Palestinians. Without their cooperation, the logistical feasibility of any forced displacement remains doubtful. Second is international law. The Geneva Conventions prohibit the forcible transfer of populations, making any attempt at relocation a potential war crime. Third is Palestinian resistance. The people of Gaza, already resilient after years of blockade and conflict, would likely resist any attempt at annexation, leading to sustained violence. Fourth is about U.S. political divisions. While Trump maintains strong support among his base, a Gaza annexation plan could alienate moderates and draw opposition from key allies in Congress. Last one is about military and security risks. Israel would face an unprecedented security challenge in attempting to fully control Gaza. The cost of military operations, counterinsurgency efforts, and securing the population would likely outweigh the perceived benefits. Trump's proposal to annex Gaza represents a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy in the Middle East. While it has garnered support from some quarters, the plan faces substantial opposition due to its ethical, legal, and practical implications. The potential displacement of millions of Palestinians raises serious humanitarian concerns and poses risks to regional stability.